when I find myself being impatient, thinking, why is this taking so long? What's going on here? I'm trying to learn to be more patient, and I want it to happen now. But it's hard. It's hard. I feel like I'm a driven person, and I want to see results and success, and I want things to happen now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to be patient. I'll be patient if it happens quickly. I was down in the dumps as I was thinking about the YouTube channel here and thinking about the number of views that we are not getting. You know, topping out around 50 or 60 views after a week tells me that what I'm talking about doesn't really appeal to that many people. Because at least half or more of those people who are watching it might not even be interested in the topic per se, but they're just watching it as a favor. They're watching my videos as a favor to me, to do me a favor. Hey, let me help Scott. Let me see what Scott's up to. You know, when it comes to being a patient person, for me, that's very difficult. I want to just leap to results. When it comes to the YouTube thing, maybe I should not leap before I look. Maybe I should be a little bit more patient here and say, okay, well, my style, right? My style of delivering a message of hope and optimism and the idea that things are going to get better. Maybe I haven't really even been trying it long enough. Maybe I literally need to be patient and see if this kind of YouTube video topic idea has an appeal. Can it grow into a type of topic or channel that can have an appeal? There's a huge cloud out west over here coming out across our neighborhood. There's really big fires in the Everglades. Some fairly large ones. I just saw my son. He asked if I wanted to go out in the Everglades and take a look at it. Maybe later. Go out and go to the levee that holds back the Everglades and scope out the fires. That's pretty cool. It's a huge cloud there. Thank you. Well, I often say that the best way to learn something is to teach it. And if I want to learn to be a more patient person, I am hoping that by talking about it this week with you, maybe I will discover something about being a more peaceful, patient person. That's the goal anyway. Talk about it, think about it, pray about it, and see if it comes true. All right, I am gonna try and get back home because my friend Peter Urbanowski has asked me to be a guest on his live stream. Peter has a channel that's geared towards people who do YouTube, and he asked me to be a guest on his channel today to talk about editing, which is something I do enjoy. I enjoy the editing process. I think one of the reasons I've kept with doing YouTube for all these years, despite the lack of any evidence of success, is that I do like making the videos themselves. I enjoy the process of filming and the process of producing videos. I like talking to you guys. You know, I was thinking about, the idea of being patient. One thing I'm impatient about, I got to work on this. I got to work on a lot of things, honestly. I have a feeling that trying to talk so often about being optimistic and how optimism is the way to go, and how I'm an optimistic person and try to be a encouraging, happy person, not a cranky pants. I got a feeling that it's annoying. I think it's annoying a lot of people because, when you're down in the dumps, when you're not feeling it, somebody who's all like shiny, happy people, rainbows and unicorns, that's pretty annoying, isn't it? And I don't want to give you guys the false impression that everything is always fine. Not everything is always fine. It's not always great. And I think that, with YouTube videos and the editing and you know, thinking up an outline of what I want to say and then talking about it to you guys can give the false impression that I think everything's great all the time. And it's not. And impatience is one of those things, you know, that I work on. I'm not perfect at. I don't have it. I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be a patient person. But, you know, I got to be more patient about this YouTube channel. It's not going to take off day one or month one or year one. You know, and I just recently started this style of video where I take you through my week. Here it is, Tuesday. And I can't expect that to take off like a rocket on day one and be successful right away. That wouldn't make any sense. Headed over to the post office real quick. Got some stickers and magnets in the mail that I'm going to mail out. Oh, shoot. Darn it. If you'd like some free stickers and magnets, I'd love to send them to you on me. Doesn't cost anything. Just, I've got a link in the video description. It takes you to a Google form, and that just is so you can tell me what address to mail them to. I'd love to send them over to you. I drop them in the mail. I got my postage on me, free stickers, free magnets. So I'm headed to the post office to, I forgot them. Dagnabbit, I got to go back to the house. I forgot them. Maybe I was being too impatient. But I got to grab the envelope and go take it. But I would love to send you some stickers and magnets as well. So fill out that form. But what I was saying is, I think it's real easy for me to inadvertently... There's cops sitting here in this field watching for folks, lawbreakers. I hope he catches a stop sign runner, man. This city's full of stop sign runners that come shooting out of these little side neighborhoods out onto the main streets without stopping. They pull out right in front of you. It's really annoying. They're being impatient. I apologize if I've given you guys over the past year the impression that I think everything is perfect and I've got it all figured out and I've got, you know, I'm the most optimistic, outgoing, happy-go-lucky, rainbows and unicorns person, because I sure as heck don't. I can be very impatient, and, you know, I'm not the greatest when it comes to showing, you know, love and loving other people. I often get out of peace like I did last week, and I was thinking about the channel and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm not the most joyful person in the world. I'm working on it, you guys. And I think talking it out with you really helps me figure out some of that stuff. All right, got that figured out. I like this guy. He's got a 69 Chevy C10 pickup. I want a 69 Chevy C10. I want a 67 to 72. In fact, I got one on my t-shirt right now. T-shirt I'm wearing has that Action Line second generation Chevy C10. I want one, you guys. I want to get one. So let me know in the comments. Have I been pissing you guys off, being overly optimistic and trying to be appearing too perfect? Because I don't want to give you guys that impression. I'm going to keep talking about trying to improve our ability to be patient. I'm going to keep talking about how we can all become more patient, but I don't want to do it in a way that makes it seem like I'm trying to say I've got it all figured out. And I apologize if I've been doing that. All right, we'll try this again. Once again, we'll try going to the post office. Now, I was watching a live stream yesterday. It's Jen from, what's it called? Living with Gen X Values or something? I forget the name of her channel exactly. Gen X Values or Living with Gen X Values. And she was talking about watching these videos, watching my videos, and how I'm always taking you guys on my errands and always go and do a little running around things. And she's like, but I think he works from home, so how is he doing any work from home if he's always doing these errands all the time? Well, Jen, it's called lunch breaks. I get a lunch break in the middle of the day, and I try to squeeze in my runs to Publix or my run to the post office or whatever it is I got to do I try to squeeze it in my lunch hour. You know, one thing I want to mention just as we go along here with this is I want to give you guys permission to feel what you're feeling as far as being impatient or being patient. Not that you need my permission, because you certainly don't. You're all grown-ups, you're all adults, you're all in charge of your own emotions, and you know, you're all doing your own thing. But I just want to state it so that we're all hearing it. We all hear it, we're all on the same page. You have permission to feel what you're feeling. Hey there, how you doing? All right, mission accomplished. That pile of stickers and magnets are winding their way to Massachusetts. That's cool. Now tonight, I've got a really cool adventure that I gotta go on. I'm gonna bring you with me. You may remember that I took a friend to the airport last week. Well, he's flying back. It's an international flight, and he's flying in at 11:47 p.m., assuming the flight's on time. Let's hope. So it'll be a late night, and there's times when the plane lands, and it'll be an hour or more before folks are able to get their bags. Boy, I could be out after 1 o'clock in the morning. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But I'll bring you along on that adventure. And it's a hot one today. I was doing some yard work, and boy, I know that they're having a heat wave over in Europe, and up north you guys are getting a lot of heat. My friend Mike from Mike's Adventure Spark said it was 100 degrees in Minnesota, which is nuts. So everybody's having a heat wave. I stupidly tried doing some yard work. Too hot. You guys know I have a subscription at this car wash, so I can go as many times as I want all week long. If I wanted, I could go every day. Don't go every day, but I go a few times a week. There's a lot of pollen out right now. Maybe that's why my eye's itching, pollen. And we've had a lot of fires out in the Everglades, so there's been some ash on the cars, which is interesting. So I'll be getting back to the house just as lunch break is over, Jen. All right, I'll see you guys tonight. I will reach up and press record on this camera, and we will enjoy the trip to the airport in the middle of the night. See what traffic is like around here at 11:30 midnight. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to a very late night on the highway. I am making my way to Fort Lauderdale International Airport, as I said earlier, to pick up my friend who flies in. And I find it humorous and ironic that I've been talking to you folks about patience this week. Essentially, we're headed to the cell phone waiting lot. But I apologize that it's so dark. I know you're not really going to be able to see very well. I could pop on this light and then you'd see me. But really not a good idea to drive down the highway at night with the dome light on. So I don't think we should do that. I do like driving at night, late at night like this, on this highway here called the Sawgrass Expressway down here in South Florida. It borders right on the edge of the Everglades. So every time I go over an overpass, like I just did, I look out to the right there. It's just a sea of inky blackness as I look out into the Everglades where there's no development whatsoever. So it's kind of neat to go up and over an overpass and look out to the right and just see utter darkness, knowing that if you were to wander out there in the middle of the night, man, I don't know how good your chances are of survival with all the alligators and rattlesnakes, dangerous wild pigs. I mean, there's boa constrictors. They're probably not that big of a threat to humans unless you stupidly get them, let them get on you. Oh, bless you, me. I guess the boa constrictor could kill a human if you let it get around you, but I think that if you stopped them immediately from wrapping around you, didn't allow it to do that, I assume a human could prevent that. I could be wrong, I don't know. So many ways to die. Here's a guy driving on the highway with his lights off. You know, I got a problem with these daytime running lights that everybody has on their cars now. Daytime running lights, it lights up your dashboard, and you have a small light on in front of your car. Your daytime running lights are left on, but your nighttime running lights, your headlights are not on. But more importantly, your taillights are not on as you drive along. Yes, when you hit the brakes, your brake lights come on, but you know, a car needs to have its taillights on at night so that you can see it as you drive up on it when it doesn't have its brakes on. And these jokers who drive around with their daytime running lights only, they have no taillights on at all. It's not safe, dude. Come on, be smart. I remember when I was a teenager, driving around at night with your headlights off, that was a sure sign that somebody was intoxicated. That was a known indicator that police relied on, that somebody was intoxicated if they're driving around with their headlights off at night. You get pulled over so fast, and if you got pulled over with your headlights off, you were getting out and getting a roadside sobriety test. They were gonna tell you, let me hear you say the alphabet backwards. Let me see you walk this straight line. Let me see you touch your nose with your fingertips. I had a car in high school that was 25 years old, something like that. Be like 1970. And, you know, all it had was pull and push on your headlights. Pull it out, push it in. And I was always forgetting to turn them on. Get in the car, go for a drive at night. I was always forgetting to turn on the headlights, and I was always getting pulled over. And I was always getting the roadside sobriety test administered to me all the darn time. Here we are passing the Amarant Stadium, I guess it's called. Home of your Florida Panthers hockey Stanley Cup champions. Amarant Bank Arena, that's what it's called. Amarant Bank Arena. I never heard of Amarant Bank, I've just heard of the Amarant Bank Arena. Home of your Florida Panther Stanley Cup winning champion hockey team. As I record this, the world is in World Cup fever. The United States is hosting the World Cup here, and everybody's gone soccer crazy. I don't know a thing about soccer. Well, I know one thing. I know you can't touch the ball unless you're the goalie. That's all I know. It's the only thing I know. I know you do a lot of running. How about that? But everybody's all hyped up and pumped up, and I'm slowly starting to hear about teams getting eliminated now. I don't know who's going to win. By the time you see this next Monday, will the World Cup be over? Will they have figured out who's the champion? I don't even know. I have no idea. I assume the United States has not got eliminated because I have not heard about that. Come on over, my friend. Come on over into my lane, why don't you? Range Rover. It's funny, my friend's coming back from an international trip overseas, and the most dangerous part of his journey, flying, you know, like 5,000 or 6,000 miles there and back again, the most dangerous part of his journey is to drive in the car home. On my phone here, we've got a map with an overlay of his route informationals, you know. Like to keep that up on the screen so I can see. Ooh, full moon. Wow, she's looking pretty. She, what am I saying? It's a he. Moon is looking fantastic. Why, you are so handsome. And as I go over this overpass, we go from the Sawgrass Expressway onto Interstate 595, a spur road that runs perpendicular to 95 to head us east towards Fort Lauderdale. I guess you could say there's a moon over Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Man, everybody's like moving across lanes and switching lanes and racing across and cutting across each other like crazy. Here, let me turn the camera so you can see some of this nonsense for a minute. We're on a road to nowhere. I appreciate you folks keeping me company on this drive here. I'd be a little bored if I didn't have you keeping me company here, staying here with me and staying up with me late. And I probably wouldn't be bored. I'd probably be listening to a podcast, but I'd rather be talking to you, to be honest with you. Welcome, my friends, to the Fort Lauderdale International Airport collection of terminals. The way they get you to the cell phone waiting area is kind of dumb. You have to basically go all the way into the airport, all the way around, and having done a gigantic decreasing radius spiral, you do eventually find yourself dwindling towards the center of the circle, which is where the cell phone waiting lot is. I'll show you right up here. And the cell phone waiting lot looks rather crowded, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not going to be picky about which parking spot I take. I think I'm just going to take this first one right here. Did you know you could park in the garages and the first 20 minutes are free, it says. Well, the problem with that is that I'm going to be here more than 20 minutes, probably. So my friend's flight, we can see that he has completed his downwind leg, turned base, and then come and turned final. And it looks like he's only 1 or 2 miles out from the field. So he's probably been given permission to land, clearance to land, and gear and flaps down. We can see his airspeed. Let's watch that. He is at 500 feet and descending at 800 feet per minute. And he is traveling 150 knots. He's all set up for landing. He's about a mile out from the field now, descending over the lake in Davie. And now he is at 225 feet and 154 knots. 150 feet, descending about 800 feet per minute. He has dropped to 50 feet, 25 feet, crossing the I-95, crossing the threshold. He is over the runway and 0 feet. He's landed. About 15 minutes early. That's good. I like this app. It's called Flight Radar 24. And not only can you see the full flight path, etc., of the airplane, it's got some cool features like the ability to watch a 3D view from inside the cockpit of the plane. That's kind of cool. If that's something you want to see. You can see which taxiways he's on, and as he's working his way to the terminal. So I probably, well, I don't know if I'm going to have a bit of a wait or not, you know? Because it really depends on how long it takes for him to get his luggage. And that could be a long wait, or he could be, you know, his luggage could be right at the front. It could be some of the first stuff to get off. So that would be nice. We'll see. I don't know. We're just going to hang out. But so I think I'm just going to sign off here with you guys. I'll sign off here for the rest of the night, and I will pick up with you guys sometime on Wednesday. Sound good? All right. I'll see you there. I'll talk to you next time I reach up and press record on this camera. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my lunch break. I am headed over to Pasquale's Pizza because on Wednesdays a large cheese pizza is $5 off. It's not $5. It's $5 off, which ain't bad though. It's not bad for the best pizza in Coral Springs. I'm here to tell you. Pasquale's has been here in town since 1988. Nice family-owned Italian pizza restaurant. I would say it's the best pizza in Coral Springs. I'm sure some folks like Pizza Time. Some people might like Annie's. I don't disagree. Those are fantastic, but you know, everybody's got a favorite. I used to be a Pizza Time guy, but my friend Jacob convinced me you should be going to Pasquale's, and he's right. I called ahead for my order, so I won't have to wait long. I won't have to practice patience very long. But I was thinking, by the way, things went fine. Coming home from the airport, smooth sailing last night. I'm a little tired, and I'll be a little tired tonight. Got my live stream on Wednesday nights every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be a little tired. Can't really do 2 late nights in a row anymore. But I was thinking this morning that a practical way that I need to work on learning to be patient is when I find myself in an impatient situation, when I find myself being forced to wait against my will, to say, this is an opportunity to learn patience. I'm going to start saying that. I'm going to start saying, this is an opportunity to learn patience. So for example, here I pull up at a red light. This is an opportunity to learn some patience. Every time I'm forced to wait, when I find myself being impatient, thinking, why is this taking so long? What's going on here? Taking so long here? I'm just going to remind myself that this is an opportunity to become a better person and to learn some patience. All right, cool, all right. Every time I have a baseball cap on, I always feel like doing that. Party on, Wayne. So my encouragement to you is if you want to come along with me on this experiment and learning method, let me know down in the comments that you are joining me on the this is an opportunity to learn patience experiment method thing quest. Let me know. Pick up for Scott.
Just a large cheese pizza?
Yep.
$17.66.
What a deal.
3 more minutes, okay?
No problem. I'm gonna learn to be patient. See, I'm working on becoming more patient. You're helping me.
Need a receipt?
No, I don't. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. See, that wasn't so bad. She said it'd be about 10 minutes, and it was like 4 minutes. Well, there is a thunderstorm coming my way, so I am going to impatiently make for the exit here and head on back with my lovely $5 off Pasquale's Best Pizza in Coral Springs. There goes one of those Ford Bronco Sports. I defy you to see a Ford Bronco Sport being driven by a guy. It's always a lady driving those. That's the new Ford Bronco smaller version. I defy you to see one or find one being driven by a guy. I just don't think it happens. Don't know why. Oh boy, lots of traffic coming this way as I'm trying to turn a U-turn here. This is an opportunity to be patient. An opportunity to be patient. Isn't that nice? Thanks, hombre. Isn't that nice? The guy coming out of the neighborhood there actually correctly honored his stop sign. There are still some nice folks living here in this town. That's good to know, I tell you. All right. Oh man, driving, smelling that pizza in the back. Whew. Yum. One thing I'm trying these days is to be a little bit more patient by reminding myself that other people who I'm waiting on are maybe not having the best day in their life. Yeah, maybe the people that are holding me up, that are making me impatient and making me wait, maybe they're not having the best day either. It's very possible that they're more frustrated than I am waiting on them. And, you know, I don't want to be internally raging and monologuing about something that's as unimportant as, you know, a 30-second delay to me when somebody else is having a horrible time or something. So I want to be aware of that as a possibility, because that might be what's going on. You never know. I don't know. At any rate, when I'm at a situation where somebody's being a little bit absent-minded or whatever, and their inattention is causing me to have to wait, I got to remind myself they're not doing it to me personally on purpose. Somebody might be driving a little slow in front of me and blocking my way in a lane. They're not doing it to me personally on purpose. That's not what's happening. They're just not paying attention. They're being a little unaware. So let's have a little grace for those folks. I got to work on that, and I need to get better at that, you know. And again, maybe remind myself that this is an opportunity to practice being patient, something I need more practice of. So why should I get upset when there's an opportunity to practice that presents itself in front of me? I should not only take advantage of it, I should be grateful for it. Another stop sign runner blowing through his stop sign, pulling out into the main street here. Not in front of me this time, in front of the guy in the other lane behind me, but that's what people do these days. You know, another thing occurs to me that would be helpful that I should try is maybe journaling or keeping some kind of log or record or diary of what annoys me in the realm of patience, what makes me feel particularly impatient. Maybe by this guy runs a stop sign, pulls out in front of me and slows down. That annoys me. I'm sorry, it annoys me. I admit it. I don't know if that's really impatience or just annoyed with the crappy drivers. But it's possible that maybe keeping track of it somehow, trying to keep some kind of log or record of what annoys me, and I don't know, maybe it would help in some way. What do you think? I mean, leave me a comment on this one, because this is just an idea that I had randomly that, I don't know, might make it worse. might have the opposite intended effect, but maybe, just maybe, keeping track of times I feel impatient and what makes me feel that way, maybe it would give me some way to recognize patterns and try to develop a little bit of patience and become more patient. I don't know. It was just a thought. I don't know. You let me know what you think, if that's crazy or you think that might help. Well, my friends, we've made it to the end of another week. It is Friday and we have won this sucker. We are winners. As always, winning the week. I got a nice little series of errands I'm going to run for myself this morning on Friday, since I got the day off. They gave us the day off to celebrate the 4th of July weekend. Tomorrow is the 4th. Happy 250th birthday, America. Had a nice little walk out here at Diaz Park. They've got a trail that goes through it's right in the middle of a residential neighborhood, and yet they've somehow carved a 1-mile trail through what feels like you're in the woods. You don't feel like you're in the neighborhood. So a nice little 1-mile walk, and then take a little break with a coffee and some Sir Walter Raleigh in this nice Nording I've got here. Tomorrow I might get over to the 4th of July festivities here in my town. And maybe I'll do a little bit of filming, but that won't be in this video. That'll be in next week's video. And I'm going to be participating in something interesting. The YouTube coach channel, Rob the Maritimer, is hosting a 30-day channel encouraging people to get out and make videos featuring their face, which a lot of people are afraid to do. But since I already make videos featuring my face, what I'm going to do to push myself into the discomfort zone and intentionally embarrass myself, as you know I like to do, is I'm going to make my 3 videos in public, crowded places. As you know, I like to come out to places where there's nobody around, and if there's somebody, walking towards me on a trail, I stop talking, stop recording, and I just say hi to them, and then wait till they're past and out of sight and out of hearing. It's always embarrassing when I'm talking like this and I turn my head and there's somebody walking up on me. watching me film, but I am going to get over it. I'm not really going to get over it, but I'm going to pretend to get over it by filming in public places. Maybe I'll go to the mall or something on a busy day, but I'll make 3 videos in busy, crowded places among people just to get myself out of the comfort zone. So I'll be doing that this month. But let me know if you guys enjoy me taking you along on my entire week as we win the week. I like filming little small sections on a topic, you know, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, bringing you throughout my week here and kind of wrapping up. This week we talked about patience and impatience, and I'm not 100% sure we've solved the entire crime here. I think I tend to be an impatient person, and I do need to work on it. I think I thought of some pretty good ways to work on it, and I'm going to be working on those and trying those in the future. So let me know if that's something that comes easily to you, or if it's something that you want to work on as well. Let me know if you got some other ideas I hadn't thought of, or if you're going to try some of the ideas that I suggested this week. But I can say with certainty that we have won this week. We have won this week. That wraps up here the first week of July 2026. Happy 4th to all the Americans. Happy 250th birthday, and happy belated Canada Day to all my fine Canada friends. I think that was Wednesday, right? July 1st is your Independence Day, so happy Canada Day, belatedly. Don't forget I do a live stream on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I will see you all there. If you've never come to a live stream, this is your time to drop in and say hi in the chat. I want to reach out to people we haven't met yet. And it's nice that we have this growing, thriving community of people who say hi in the comments section, say hi in the chat. But I want to expand that and grow that and reach out to people who have never said hi in the comments. So if this is your first time, let us know in the comments it's your first time saying hi. Let us know you're a first-time, long-time listener, first-time caller. And I will see you in next week's video where we'll have another exciting topic to talk about. All right, I'll see you then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.